Good evening. My name is Alexander Hernandez. I'm from the group 11-1, and today I'm going to be presenting my presentation about the harmful effects of cell phones on teenagers. I hope you enjoy. Now, let's talk about the harmful effects of cell phones on teenagers. Let's start with a quote. Technology can be our best friend, and technology can also be the biggest party pooper of our lives. Another good one is smartphones are definitely smarter than us to be able to keep us addicted to it. Also, did you guys know that 40% of teenagers check their phones on the toilet, while 12% use it in the shower? Some statistics in teenagers: 54% spend too much time on their cell phone, while 52% try and cut back their time of their cell phone usage. 41% spends too much time on social media, while 57% try to cut back their time on their cell phone usage. 26% play too much video games, while 58% try to limit their video game time. Did you guys know that 77% of parents feel that their teens get distracted by devices when they are together? And 54% of young adults are checking their devices constantly in an hour. And also, 60% of college students consider themselves addicted to having a cell phone addiction. Now, let's talk a little bit about the effects of blue light. For those of you that don't know what blue light is, basically it helps to ease eye fatigue and regulate the sleep cycle. Extended periods of screen time may additionally cause eye discomfort, known as digital eye strain, and a blue light filter may help mitigate the symptoms. The screen on your mobile device or computer normally emits a blue light that's fine for daytime use, but can disrupt your sleep at night. That's because blue light stimulates your brain and fools it into thinking it's daytime, potentially keeping you awake if you use your device before bedtime. Now, how exposure to blue light affects your brain and body? Basically, it disrupts the melatonin producing in your brain, and it's able to ruin your sleep schedule, and it could also cause other health problems. It could also cause obesity risk, depression, and it could also you could also have more difficulty to learning, and it could also impair your memory. Let's start with effect number 1. Why teens are addicted to their phones. With the continuous efforts to improve technology, people can communicate, and interact with family and friends despite being physically absent. For most teens, cell phones are considered a vital part of their lives. Today's generation has normalized that parents have to provide their children with mobile phones as early as 8 years old. According to the Paw Research Center, the average age of phone users for adolescents is 12 to 13 years old. School often encourages students to do their tasks on their computers or cell phones through school apps and websites. When it comes to social interactions, teens communicate with their peers through networking sites such as Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter. Unfortunately, cell phone usage has become addictive for most teenagers. According to statistics, 59% of parents feel that their teens have a smartphone addiction. 44% of teens believe they spend too much time in front of their phone screens. Furthermore, 78% of teens check their phones at least every hour, and 72% feel the urge to respond to phone notifications or text. Most parents also feel that their children are prone to argue with them and are becoming emotionally distant, thus affecting their relationship at home. According to a recent report, statistics show that adolescents spent an average time on their cell phones of 7 hours and 22 minutes per day, almost twice the time that an average adult spends. An average adult has a screen time of about 4 hours per day. Phones are great productively devices, especially for students and professionals. However, teens who constantly use their phones for non-productive tasks may be considered addicted. Phone addiction is sometimes referred to as nomophobia. which means fear of being detached or disconnected from one's phone. Considering the numbers, it can be concerning for parents to know that a big part of the teenage population is susceptible to having phone addiction. Does your teen have a phone addiction? As phones have become widespread, it gets more complicated for parents to distinguish which usage habits are productive and which are not. Here are some signs that your teen has developed a phone addiction or is close to having one. Your teen feels tired all the time due to staying up late on their phone. Their academic performance declines since they spend more time playing games or scrolling through social media instead of finishing homework and studying for a test. They're usually angry, impatient, and irritable. They cannot go on a day without checking their phones. They lost track of time while using their phone instead of doing house chores. They can also choose to stay in their bedroom and play games over spending time with friends outdoors. Reasons why teens are addicted to their cell phones. Teens are naturally sociable beings. They love to interact and make friends with strangers. The evolution of technology paved the way for them to find another avenue for socialization. Developers have created social websites and apps that keep peers connected even if they are thousands of miles away. Some teens are hooked on their phones because they can get money. Online betting or gambling is rampant nowadays. In addition, online games aim to be addictive as a social media, especially role-playing games. In RPGs, players assume the role of characters in the game, enabling them to live out their fantasies in a virtual world. While this can be fun, excessive gaming can have negative consequences and can cause violent behaviors in real life situations. Risk of phone addiction to teens. Phone addiction among teens is real, and the cases have been increasing over the years. Below are the phone addiction risk and health that may harm your teen's health, safety, and well-being. Physical health. It can also have eye fatigue, blurry or hazy vision, stinging feeling in the eyes, dry irritation eyes, neck pain, male infertility, congenital disabilities, while having others. Effect number 2, unrealistic beauty standards. Beauty standards are a set of values applied to the appearance of both men and women. To be regarded as beautiful and handsome in order to rightly fit in the community. These standards are considered with people's skin, hair, clothing, and other body parts. Modern beauty norms follow impractically rough standards that are difficult to cope with. Women in general are supposed to inherit a good body image than men. Therefore, it is evident that many women are super conscious of their vanity, and hence, with the influence of great fashionists, women are obsessed with beauty. Modern beauty standards refer to the prevailing norms and expectations for physical health, appearance and beauty in a given society or culture. Their standards are constantly evolving and are influenced by variety of factors, including the media, cultural values, and historical context. Modern beauty standards can have a profound impact on young people, especially teenagers, especially those who are in the process of developing their sense of self and identity. The pressure to conform to these standards can lead to body dissatisfaction, low self-esteem, and unhealthy tendencies, such as eating disorders and unnecessary cosmetic procedures. Some teenagers simply don't see themselves as beautiful because of what they see on the internet and on social media. Social media, they create unrealistic beauty standards because of certain filters, because of Photoshop especially, and this creates unhealthy tendencies, and they basically want to get cosmetic procedures, or it could also develop eating disorders. Effect number 3. How does cell phone usage affect the students' concentration in class? Students need to be able to focus on their studies, but it can be difficult to concentrate if you're constantly using your phone. Research has shown that students who use their cell phones during class have lower grades than those who don't. Cell phones use statistics found that 95% of students bring their phones to class every day, with the 92% using them to text in class, and even 10% admitted to having texted during an exam. This is enough data to cause controversy and have many wondering about the health use of technology gadgets among the young population. Teenagers, they take their cell phones to class, and some are addicted and they just want to look at their phone, and they develop poor academic achievements, and they're not able to get a good grade in class. And this causes them to have depression, anxiety, and other things. Effect number 4, obesity. Increased obesity because of cell phones. Teens who spend many hours a day on smartphones, tablets, or computers may be more likely to become obese than those who don't spend as much time on their electronics devices, according to a new study from Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Out of nearly 25,000 U.S. teens followed during 2018 to 2021, 20% spent more than 5 hours a day in front of their screens. These teens were twice as likely to drink a sugary drink each day and to not get enough sleep or exercise. Effect number 5 can also be eye. This can also affect your eye vision. If you stare at a computer monitor or cell phone too long and then experience temporary blurry vision, it's likely because the moisture layer on the front surface of your eye is getting dry. If that tear film is not smooth enough and of the right quality and quantity, vision does tend to be compromised. So people may notice that they have clear vision one moment, they blink and it gets blurred. They blink again and it gets clear, says Dr. Morrow Schnormack, a Mayo Clinic optometrist. Blinking spreads important tears over the front surface of the eye. Whenever we're doing anything that requires distant attention to visual detail, our blink rate goes down, says Dr. Daniel. Instead of a normal blink rate of every 5 to 7 seconds, you may only blink every 15 to 20 seconds while looking at a screen. Blinking is huge, isn't hugely important. It can go a long way towards keeping us more comfortable. It's obviously inexpensive and it's readily available, says Dr. Daniel. The world has over 3.5 billion smartphone users right now, and on average, people spend 3 hours and 15 minutes on their smartphones. The need to protect eyes from the damage caused by cell phones use is more necessary than ever before. Staring at your smartphones for prolonged hours can lead to various issues such as tired, itchy, and dry eyes, or even blurred vision and headaches. Since eye damage caused by cell phones use is often long-term, it is best to tackle this issue by preventing it rather than looking for a cure later on. Some solutions to these effects can be to limit your screen time. If you limit your screen time, and also if you don't want if you don't want to have glasses in a future occasion, you could also follow this 20 by 20 rule by Dr. Daniel. It's basically look at something 20 feet away, blink 20 times for 20 seconds, and then you could all look at your device again. Although I believe that teenagers should also be more physically active instead of being on their devices, and beauty standards aren't everything. This is all for my presentation, and I hope you guys liked it.